I had a cold for a few days. I'm doing better now. Thought I'd give a talk. It's going to be a quick talk, to be honest. I wanted to speak about just this notion that I started to wonder about existence again. And I wondered, okay, let's say existence is an event. And so, what are the various ways this event is translating to beings? Right now, the connection of attention to reality uh, as an expression is considered existence. When I say is existence, the acceptance of a subjective context. What is the implication? I thought about it that maybe it might be difficult to answer this question as a human being, but it might be easier to think of it if I thought that I'm a novelist right now. I am actually. So let's say I write a story, a sci-fi story or some story, and in that story I create a character. Let's say I create a novel of a character of a civilization that is living on, I don't know, let's say Mars or something. Okay. What I'm trying to say is if I create a character, let's call this character Bob, and I put this character on Mars. So Bob is on Mars. Okay. Now imagine this character wanted to consider its existence. Okay, so I'm saying, like, imagine I wrote a story with a character in it, set in a specific setting. Now I'm saying, imagine that character wanted to answer the same question as I'm trying to answer as a human being in this, the topic of this episode, right? So that character in a fictional story will consider itself the concept and will consider the world it's in to be the context. Okay. So far, I think people are following what I'm saying. I'm saying I created a character, you know, in a character of a novel who's living on Mars. This character begins to go into a process of self-inquiry. This fictional character wonders, okay, what am I? To itself, the fiction is not fiction, is non-fictional. So what that means is a character in a fictional world will not think that the fiction is fiction. It will probably think that the fiction is non-fiction. If another character, let's say I create a character called Sally, okay, and Sally goes up to Bob, right, who's then they're both living on Mars, and Sally asks Bob, okay, what is existence? It's as if, like, from where your consciousness is starting, due to our biological organism being separate from the world, it's as if we start off from necessary limitation. So what I'm trying to tell you is that that character in that fictional world, it cannot know the true texture of its reality. It cannot know if the fiction is real or unreal, because compared to what? If this world we're in is the only world, there is no fiction. If this world, if there is other worlds or other dimensions, then this world can be a type of fiction. Do you know that means it's like we have abstraction which has zero value, we have reality which has 100 let's say 100% value, and then we have on some level something that is like an infusion. What I'm trying to get to is that on some level, whether you're a fictional character or not, right? It's that we're a psychological entity. Right now, if I say, yo, this wheel of my car is existing, I'll be like, yeah, I can touch it, I feel it, right? I can see my hand doesn't go through it, it's like it's existing, it's physical, all the properties. But if I come and ask, how do I know that I know this is physical? We will see that how we know existence is non is experiential. What I'm trying to tell you is that we're living in a world where stuff does not constitute reality, but where stuff are moving in seems to be what the reality is, right? I'm pretty much saying something that would be like, existence isn't existence because we experience existence to exist. So it's pretty much saying physicality doesn't make sense. To the body it does, but to the mind it doesn't make sense. Why? Because we are non-physically knowing, being certain that physicality is here. Do you understand? It's like we're spiritual. It's like we are invisibly noticing we're visible, and we notice that there is components to our own dynamic being, not a snapshot photostatic analysis, but a dynamic view that, all right, there seems to be an energetic force here that animates the entity. Now, the animation of the entity, sure, your brain's an antenna, it gives you filterizations and models of reality, and you live in accordance to that. But to be a human being that truly wonders about existence, it's an ability not a lot of people have. Let me tell you in what sense I'm talking about this: in the sense that you have to consider you are wrong. And for people who have high self-esteem, high confidence, their growth is slow. You know, you see, there could be a golfer who's like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna win." Just his mind, he's just seeing himself hold the trophy, right? But that person maybe doesn't know how to play golf, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so because I am consciously knowing existence is existing, and because consciousness does not appear as physical management of reality, it's either the world is multi-leveled and there's hidden dimensions to us. It could be that what existence appears as existence to human beings, because human beings are like Bob on Mars. They're like that fictional character, right? There's been many times I've kind of looked at this world and I'm like, okay, this world looks like it's been designed. Okay. We tend to have a designing mind. Designs come from higher dimensions. For example, if I want to go get a glass of water, the processing and the ability of me to go get that water is happening in an inner realm prior to me activating it in the outer realms. So what I'm trying to say is that we cannot know existence exists, because if existence is based on the definition of form, the awareness to form cannot be a form. So what I'm trying to say is that we on this earth have only proof for non-existence. Non-existence is existing. So what I'm trying to say is that we've been duped. Not duped. I mean, it's like species didn't know better. We looked in the mirror, but we couldn't find the transcendental mirror. We found a mirror for our bodies, but not a mirror for our minds. Because the mirror for your mind is your universal being. Right now, I like before going to Dubai and having a shift of faith, right? Now my life is very different, right? But before that, I was functioning with the know-how of my universal being. So I could, if I was to kind of tell you the development of my entitlement to my own being, I would say it took place in this, that it was as if at first I was responsible for my individual life, which began from the moment I was physically born and till the moment I physically end. There is that life. But as I was living this individual life, I noticed that there's something else. There is something more. I noticed that I am experiencing moments where I know how life, how the moment is being prior to thought. There is an intelligence active in the position of the human form that it must usher itself into the future. Some things happen not because you deserve it, not because you were good and evil, because the future needs the design. It took me a while. There was a time where I was like, yo, man, why are evil people not, in some sense, rendered non-existence by divine authority? And then I realized it's the genius of a complex chess game. When you're playing chess, it's not like the whole purpose of the chessboard is just one piece. Yo, I'm going to move this one piece and this one piece is going to conquer everything. The idea is many pieces are in position for what? For a grand display. I do not want to say that our species is an entertainment for higher dimensions, but we are entertaining to them. Why? If they are, why? Because we as a species have an ability to see what we do not know yet. This is what is humanity's golden ticket into a very celestial destiny in the future. It's phases. We're living in an individual phase, dear humans. My heart kind of, I don't want to say I feel sorry, but I feel like, like a little kid that doesn't know what it's doing when I see the modern spirituality, like the New Age community. If part of me feels like I got to take care of the future generations. Let me tell you why. Because spirituality is beyond human. Hear me now. If you're religious, I mean, religion, many people act religious, but they haven't actually, I think, understood the implication that there is an authority here. The world is under administration. Okay? So the phase was when I was young, individual, just me. Then it became, no, it's not just me, it's my world. Then it became, what is moving the world? And when you realize the limitations of your own mind to find an answer to the truth that is beyond your grasp, humility, you find the humility. Sorry guys, I gotta answer this one. Alright guys, I gotta make this part one or end it quickly. Gotta go. I will organize my thinking like this. I will say that the question began, what is existence? Is existence originally an object or a subject? What does it mean? Is it physical? Is it non-physical? What does it mean? Is it just access to reality? What does it mean? Is it a space used for a purpose beyond it's just mere design? Could it be that there is a grand purpose? Just like, think of it this way. Imagine that there is a fireman. This fireman has no idea what kind of day he's gonna have, right? But suddenly there's like, the fire alarms and they have to go, and they suddenly go, and this fireman suddenly finds this little kid in a burning house and saves that little kid, right? It was as if that being was prepared for something, but its role, the role existence has for us could be that it's truth, or it could be what is necessary. It's a phase. It could be that the world is not treating us in any specific way. We're not getting special treatment from the cosmos, or it could be that we're being watched over. We are being watched after. There could have been many moments where I could have, my existence could have finished earlier, but something all these years keeps pulling me towards the microphone, as if I am speaking not for myself anymore. Existence is not existence. Existence is not existing in the way we have defined physicality. Physicality's definition is not even physical. We are in an unknown place. You know, this is one thing Mr. Within will leave you with, you know, tonight, you know, or anytime you're about to sleep, you know, for a moment, I've been sleeping on the ground this past 20 days. Anywhere you sleep, you know, for a moment, I want you to, before your eyes close and you drift off to sleep, for a moment, just try to feel that nobody on this planet knows what they're doing. If you for one moment feel this, you will become one of the greatest scholars known to man. An advanced civilization is our future's birthright. The species deserves to show itself its greatest, best effort. And then if we, you know, it's kind of like Dylan Thomas says, rage, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Oh, sorry. I think I miss. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage. Rage against the dying of the light. The dying of the light could be the acceptance of a definition of existence that's inaccurate. You know, rise, mankind. Your eyes are bigger than your world, I guess. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.